What if I told you that waiting to be fearless is the biggest mistake you're making? And I know you probably heard this before, but the truth is that the most successful people in the world aren't fearless. They're just willing to do it scared. My name is David, for the people that don't know this video here, and most of the content on my account is about self-improvement and self-growth, but I want to make content for people who are big dreamers, who have big dreams, because I know I am a big dreamer. And the most important thing when you are a big dreamer and when you want to be successful is knowing how to step up, knowing how to and when to take these opportunities that you have been given and granted. And this fear and anxiety that everybody deals with, if you are human, you're going to have fear and anxiety. It's just part of the package. But this life is yours, and you don't have to wait to be fearless. You have to do it scared, and that's when the growth is going to begin. So the first point I want to talk about is the fact that we are never ready, and waiting to be ready is like the biggest mistake that we can make. Honestly, there's so many opportunities that fall into our lap daily, and most of the times we don't take them because we're always waiting to be ready. If you start a new hobby or you're trying to learn a new skill, let's say you are trying to learn how to do filmmaking, how to be more cinematic, right? And you buy a camera and you get everything that you need, and then you start practicing and learning. And then let's say you do get a job offer, and the job offer sounds a little bit intense, right? It's like a step up because everything you've been doing so far has just been about you and your work. Now you're going to have to work with people, and the quality really matters. Oftentimes we have such opportunities and we do not take them. We do not take them because we're waiting to be ready, where we don't know or we don't think that we're ready, so we're just waiting. And this is so dangerous. I want you to think personally, like, how many times have you been invited to go somewhere? Like, that could have been a chance to really network, really develop, and just even do something new, and you didn't take it because you felt like it just wasn't the right time. And like, I know you can be busy, and I know sometimes it really can not be the right time, but a lot of times we tell ourselves that because fear convinces you that delay is safety, but in reality is self-sabotage. Like, even crazier part is that when it comes to your dreams, and I don't know what dreams you may have, but if you're watching this, you probably are a visionary, like someone who's ambitious and big dreams. But the thing is, you're never going to achieve your dreams, reach that success, if you're afraid to even try. Just start. The other thing I want to talk about here on my list is fear versus perfectionism, because honestly, perfectionism really just is fear, but in a fancier word. I know that most people know now that being perfect or trying to be perfect, first of all, is impossible, right? Because it's impossible to have something that's perfect or your work to be perfect. But even more so, listen to this, right? If I say I'm not ready, that right there, me saying I'm not ready to do something, will automatically lead me to not doing whatever I'm trying to do, or holding myself back from doing, so I'm blocking myself. And if I say, oh, it needs to be perfect before I can upload that or do that, I'm doing the same thing. I'm also blocking myself. So fear and perfectionism, they're basically the same thing, really. Success comes from imperfect actions, not perfect actions, right? So just doing something because you need to get it done, because you want to get it done, right? Whatever your dream is, let's say you want to start creating. I can give you a great example here, because recording this video right here, lately with my whole YouTube account, when I make a video, I try to make it the best it can be, right? For the time being, but oftentimes I catch myself in this mindset of trying to make something perfect. I'm trying to think about the perfect intro, perfect points to talk about. It's so much better to take action, and just do something, even if it's imperfect, than just to not do anything because you're trying to take the perfect action, and that does not exist. And the greatest thing is that the more you do something that scares you, the more you learn that it's not really that scary. And all those successful people that you might be looking up to, creators or business people, right? Everybody you're looking up to, they are also scared, and they experience fear probably every day. It's the way they deal with it that really shows that they deserve to be where they are. Lately in my day-to-day life, I have, been dealing with a lot of fear and anxiety being on my own journey. I started this account because I want to document my journey, my journey of self-growth and development. And it's been like a massive thing to start this account and do this, because I kind of got to become the sort of shy kid. And you know, a year and a half ago, I didn't really like that. So I told myself that I'd start to change something. I tried to change something, and I started this YouTube account here as well. And I've done a lot over the past year and a half. A lot of times where I stepped out of my comfort zone and I did things that scare me. And I talk about stepping out of your comfort zone a lot in my videos, because generally speaking, growth is outside of the comfort zone. So every time you do something that's new, something that is scary, even when you feel scared, that's when you grow. And I've learned to look at fear as a sort of like my engine starting, right? When I see in a situation when I'm outside that I'm scared, I'm thinking to myself, okay, clearly there's something here that I want to do that I'm not allowing myself to do because of this fear. You know, the fear is trying to block me. Fear and growth are both two sides of a coin. Same with anxiety. Every time you're afraid to do something that you want to do, but there's, you know, all these thoughts, you spend too much time thinking, overthinking it, and then you get all this fear and like how it could go wrong. That's when you have to remind yourself that this fear is a good sign. It's not a bad thing. You know, this fear is showing you that right there is your opportunity to grow. And that's how I've been applying it personally. I met one of like my best friends, like a really good friend of mine, because I wasn't afraid to talk to him. I went to this store, you know, to buy some clothes, and he was working there the first time we met. He said that he liked the pants that I was trying on. I was like, you know, I mean, clearly, you know, he's working here, so he's gonna try to make me buy it. Great. But we chatted for a little bit, and he was really chill. You know, it was really just vibes. And for a second, I thought to myself, you know what? I kind of just want to like, you know, like see if we can like meet up, you know, because I'm trying to like make more friends. And then in my brain, I was feeling like, that's probably like stupid, like, why would I ask him that? Why would I, you know, that's kind of weird. And all these thoughts, right, that make you feel scared. But in that moment, I didn't allow that fear to stop me. And I went up to him and I talked to him and I told him that, you know, maybe we could do something like, you know, hang out or something, because I'm trying to make more friends. And then we exchanged IGs, and like now I've been with this guy, like we've been like all over the place and we hang out so much, and it's just like vibes, like we're literally vibing so much. And that's just like one moment right there. I also saw this video about this man, this guy who was naked in New York, right? Well, naked. He was like in underwear with a guitar, called himself the Naked Cowboy, and he was just giving hugs or like just taking pictures with people. But the thing is, he got interviewed and asked like, how does he not feel anxious doing this, you know? Because like being naked in front of all those people, and it's just unnormal, right? And then he told them that he does feel anxious while he's doing these things. He does feel anxious, but that's what makes life exciting, you know, doing these things and doing something that does make you scared and anxious, you know. And that's what made me think, you know, because clearly when I feel anxious, when I feel scared, that's not a sign for me to stop. It's not a sign for me to run away. It's not a sign for me to turn back. It's a sign for me to keep going. It's a sign that's telling me, it's my body telling me that on the other side, if I get through, and I will get through, as long as I just push through this fear, there will be growth. Okay, now, just to be a sort of example here, you know, because I don't just want to sit here and talk about it. I want to actually show it. I don't really record myself too much outside because, you know, it's scary and, you know, it makes me feel anxious. So I'm going to go outside now and we're going to continue or pick up the video outside. Alright, so the sun is shining straight in my face, which might not be the best setup here, but I want to continue talking. I do want to talk about like the last point here, which is what I want to leave you guys with, is a framework on how you can deal with this fear, with this anxiety, right? And I've been reading this book lately called Why Not, which I think I mentioned already, but the book is basically talking about why you shouldn't, like why shouldn't you be the one that has the success, why shouldn't you be the one that feels confident. And I got this framework from the book, and it's just been amazing because I've been applying it myself. But it's called the 30-day challenge, and this is why this is so crucial, right? Because the whole idea of this framework is that you pick something that you are afraid of doing, something that you like to do or be better at, and you do it for 30 days straight every single day, right? And this works so well because you're tricking your brain into thinking that this is just you're not locking in on this thing, it's just you're trying. And that's what really matters with the challenge, about the fact that you're trying to do something new or trying to do something that scares you. It's about imperfect action. It's not about acting perfectly, it's about just doing. And so I want to leave you with that because, first of all, for me personally, I've been trying this, and I could even make it into a challenge to just go outside every single day for 30 days and record myself in public, right? If that's something that scares me, and it is, even recording what you just seen and being here, right? Knowing that people can come up and, well, find me here sitting and just talking, which happened before actually, but it's like, it's a little scary. It makes me feel anxious, but at the same time, that's exactly what I need to do, you know, to be free, to be me, to let David loose, right? Now, once you start, let's say you want to make it a challenge, approach a stranger every single day for 30 days. You'll notice that it's not that scary once you do it after a few times, and then the more you do it, you'll notice that it really ain't that bad. And at some point after 30 days are over, you'll just be able to continue doing it, or you'll just be more confident, or you're improving that way you wanted to improve. Imagine doing something that you want to do, that you're afraid of doing, for 30 days straight. Where will you be in a month, right? Like, that's actually kind of a big thing. So once again, the goal isn't to succeed, it's to show up. It's showing up even when you're scared. That's what it's about, you know, because that's what growth is. That already is growth right there. Just trying. So many of us are afraid of failing, and it's crazy because we all know that you learn from your failures. So how are you supposed to learn if you never fail? Do it scared, do it anxious, because on the other side of fear and anxiety, there is growth. And me coming out today and doing this, and it's just like already a step forward for me personally, and I'll keep doing even more. But I want to encourage you guys to take part in this challenge, the 30-day challenge, and write it down. So you guys are visionaries, you guys have big dreams, and I know that you can be successful. You have it in you, right? So all you have to do is comment down what you want to work on, what your challenge is going to be for 30 days straight. Give it a try and allow yourself to flourish, to grow, to shine. Keep in mind that this is your life, and no matter what everybody else thinks, you know, people are going to be hating, and that's just fine. You know, like, you keep doing you, you keep working hard, because I see you. With that being said, if you enjoyed the video, if you did like the video, without the sound blaming me too much, please drop a like. Subscribing means the world to me. See, having 300 something people on here already is crazy to me because I never had that. But I really appreciate it, love all of you guys, and yeah, subscribe to become a visionary, to be part of the club, you know, see what it is like. And yeah, I'll try to upload more frequently, hopefully. But other than that, all love. Y'all stay blessed. God bless. All right, my arm is starting to hurt, so I'm just cut it right there.